We may have ended the weekend with some calm and dry conditions, but that changes heading into tomorrow. Heavy downpours by the end of the morning commute. We do have a weather impact alert that lasts the next couple of days. I'll have the details coming up.
Also tonight, what we know about a fire at an apartment complex where multiple explosions were heard.
Trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I think I'm homeless now.
And later, how a local business stepped in during the government shutdown and plans to keep the mission going. What started out as a rainy morning turned into a nice day with some dry conditions and sunny skies this afternoon, but a strong late fall storm is going to move in over the next few days with heavy rain and wind. Thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm John Adams. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri has more on our weather impact alert. And Joe, how much rain could we be seeing here?
You know, looking at the low end by the end of the week, let's say by the end of Wednesday night, I'd say 3.5 inches. The high end, 4 to potentially 5 inches. So with those numbers, John, even on the low end, we will be seeing the potential for some minor flooding, if not some, areas of ponding on some, river or on some roads and what have you. So the weather impact alert is going to be in effect through tomorrow through Wednesday. Prolonged atmospheric river, heavy rain, several inches of rain. And with that amount of rain, we're going to be looking at the risk of flooding throughout the coast, the valley, and potentially even into the foothills of the mountains and the mountains itself. A flood watch is in place throughout parts of the later part of the week. And be prepared over the next couple of days. Obviously, don't drive through any flood water. So we did see a little bit of some rain earlier this morning, but again, by early part of the afternoon, we were pretty much done with the rain. About 0.2 of an inch of rain throughout many locations, but over the next couple of days, those numbers are going to be a lot bigger than that. So this going until Tuesday, I think there's a lot of confidence that we're going to be seeing at least an inch of rain by the end of tomorrow. In fact, my confidence is that we go higher than that 1 inch of rain, maybe 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. As we go into early Tuesday morning, we're going to be flirting with almost 2 inches of rain under a 2-day period. So that's under a 24-hour period, I should say. So that is, the recipe for, minor flooding, if not seeing some rivers and streams rise. It's going to be a steady stream. Once we get into the 10 o'clock hour tomorrow, you see some yellows and some oranges. Those yellows and oranges, John, are just going to be parked over much of the metro area. And then we go into Tuesday. That's our second round from this atmospheric river that is just going to be bringing in widespread hours long of rain from basically tomorrow, late tomorrow, all the way tomorrow morning, all the way into basically late Wednesday night and early Thursday. I'll break it all down for you coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Joe, definitely a few days to be paying attention to what's going on outside. Thank you. While we're expecting that heavy rain to hit here in the area, a new blast of winter weather has been sweeping into the Northeast. Millions in its path slammed with snow, sleet, and more. NBC's Adrian Broaddus has those details.
Tonight, heavy snow sweeping from the Midwest to the Northeast. The whiteout creating dangerous conditions on the roads.
You good?
In northern Illinois, this semi-truck jackknifed off the highway. Drone video capturing crews pulling a car to safety after landing in a snowbank. A weekend of winter-like weather chaos. In Chicago, wind chills in the teens, with temperatures staying below freezing until Tuesday. And that means the slush and snow you see on streets like this could refreeze, turning the street into ice. Residents in the Windy City braving the cold.
It definitely seems like a little bit more than normal this early on.
This is what people prepared me for when they said, oh, Chicago winters, there's a lot of snow, it's really cold, and it seems like this is, we're finally getting it.
Snow, ice, and fog causing travel headaches at some of the country's busiest airports, with ground stops today in Chicago and Atlanta. And with NFL games underway, a rush to clean up the slush with snow in Green Bay and in Cleveland. Back in Chicago, residents digging out and bracing for the winter season ahead.
Temperatures are expected to be below freezing here in Chicago through Tuesday.
I don't think I'll be out too much.
Parts of Washington are also expecting more severe weather, which has already claimed one life. On State Route 203 near Carnation, a tree fell and killed a woman in a car Saturday afternoon. An East Side Fire and Rescue Battalion chief said the wind wasn't strong, but the ground was dangerously saturated, which is why first responders are already preparing for flooding.
with all the rain that we've been getting, we get a lot of really soft ground, so any tree can come down at any point. Our boats are ready to go, our swimmers, all of our gear's been checked. We're ready for what's to come.
First responders had to airlift the woman's boyfriend to the hospital for serious injuries. A second vehicle traveling the opposite direction with 2 adults and 2 children aged 8 and 17 hit a guardrail. They're all okay, according to the Washington State Patrol. KGW is your source for the latest weather headlines. To stay updated on our weather impact alerts, just visit our website, kgw.com, or download our free news app. You can also stream us anytime on KGW+.
Big bang, my heart's racing. I'm a vet, so I don't know, very fight or flight instantly.
One man sharing his experience after escaping a fire that set off multiple explosions. The incident rocked an apartment complex in East Portland this morning in the Centennial neighborhood near Southeast 162nd Avenue and Clay Street. Jake Holter was on scene and brings us the details.
A large hole in the side of a Gresham apartment complex here on Southeast 162nd Avenue after fire officials say it exploded and caught fire around 10 Sunday morning. Smoke pouring out of this apartment building Sunday morning. The other side blown out after an explosion.
The first reporting crews saying there was heavy fire showing upon their arrival, with a couple folks that had jumped from the second floor where it appears to be possibly the origin of the fire.
We're told more than 60 firefighters responded to the scene. Portland Fire and Rescue Public Information Officer Christine Pizzulo says one person was transported to Legacy Emanuel Hospital in critical condition. She says the building itself is also unstable now. A total of 4 apartments with occupants are now displaced, including the person who lives in the apartment below, who we talked to.
And I hopped out of bed, there was a big crack in my ceiling and glass on the floor, so I walk outside to check it out. And there's a hole blown out of the side of the building above me.
The resident we spoke to, who chose not to give their name, says it sounded like the explosion was caused by fireworks.
There was a big explosion to start, and then just as the fire spread, I guess it started getting into more of the fireworks. And so yeah, I ran out to the park.
The exact cause of the fire is still under investigation. Jake Holter, KGW News.
Earlier this evening, the Red Cross said it's helping 3 families displaced by the fire. They supplied blankets as well as teddy bears for the children while they addressed each family's needs. Also developing in Gresham, detectives are investigating a deadly shooting. Gresham officers were called to reports of gunshots just after 1 this morning near West Powell Boulevard and Miller Avenue. They arrived to find a person dead in the parking lot of a gas station. No word on if anyone has been arrested. Police ask any witnesses to reach out to them. Portland police arrested a man Saturday after a teen reported he sexually assaulted her. Police were called to a welfare check just before 3 yesterday afternoon near Southwest 10th and Jefferson. That's by the Portland Art Museum. Officers were able to find and arrest the 23-year-old suspect without incident. The Bureau's Sex Crimes Unit detectives are investigating. And an update today over a local business's efforts to keep people fed during the SNAP funding crisis. Today on social media, Heretic Coffee said thanks to more than 12,000 donors, they've been able to provide more than 100,000 meals because of those donors. You may remember they started offering a SNAP breakfast during the government shutdown, and people were poised to lose food assistance benefits. Despite the government being reopened, Heretic said they're continuing to offer the SNAP breakfast to anyone who needs a meal. No proof needed. We're hearing more about pneumonia following multiple high-profile deaths, including Diane Keaton and Dick Cheney. Local health officials say here in the Pacific Northwest, this is the time of year when cases can turn serious fast. Physicians at Kaiser Permanente say pneumonia infections can be life-threatening, especially for adults over 50 and anyone with chronic health conditions. They add it can come on suddenly and often leads to hospitalizations. Symptoms include a deep cough, chest pain, and extreme fatigue. Doctors say, unlike flu and COVID vaccines, pneumonia prevention is sometimes overlooked.
I think a lot of people aren't aware of it. I think we hear about these other vaccines and maybe hear the word pneumonia. It sounds very generic. If we can just be a little more aware and spread the the good word that this is something preventable to a degree, and to go ahead and get this vaccine with your primary doctor during your annual wellness visit, that would be great.
The CDC recommends pneumococcal vaccines for all children under 5 and adults 65 years and older. Well, check this out. It's a new holiday festival in the area tailor-made for Oregon's wet winter weather. Roto-Rooter Park in Kaiser has been transformed into Glow Oregon. There are more than 1 million lights on display both on the field and throughout the baseball stadium. There are also local vendors, food trucks, and Santa making an appearance for free photos.
We have live entertainment a lot of the nights too, and so you get to come out, have a full Christmas experience, full festival experience, walk through some incredible lights, and get to have really a one-stop shop for anything Christmas.
The festival runs through New Year's Eve, when they'll cap it all off with a party and a fireworks show. Tickets start at around $15 each.